one group of people that gets preyed upon for their proximity to being childlike, that we don't really talk a whole lot about, at least I haven't heard discussions about, are little people. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. Been counseling women and men who have experienced abuse, as well as those who have been perpetrators of abuse and other violent crimes. And I wanted to come on here and talk about, people, a group of people that at least I haven't heard a whole lot of discussions about, and that is little people. And I think, there's a lot of adult films and things like that made in the context of little people, but I think it's because of the proximity that their characteristics have close to children, that being their small stature, even though, and maybe even a youthful facial appearance, which may cause them to be unfairly fetishized, but also being mistreated and abused, for their small stature, and what many predators may view them as looking like children. And I want to try to do this in a way that's, I'm trying to do this video and speak in a way that's as respectful as possible to little people, because I'm not trying to ostracize or talk about a marginalized group of people in a negative way, because I believe that they're people with feelings and whatnot. But what I have seen, some of the behaviors that I have seen in some of the discussions, be it that I've worked with sex offenders for a number of years, has been, disrespectful and, just not very positive, and leads them to be lusted after in a way that's not positive. And again, it's because a predator is conflating someone, with a disability or with a health issue with being a child, and that is, I think that adds to their fantasy about children, particularly if they are not with another little person. I think that is something to watch out and monitor for. And I never watched the show, but I have seen clips of a Little Women, I believe it's Little Women Atlanta, and some of the clips that I have seen with some of the men on there, again, remind me a lot about the men that I used to work with in corrections. Specifically, I've seen clips where, the women were telling the men that they were pregnant, and the men were just very cold and uncaring and saying that they didn't want a child. There's been clips of the men using women for money, and I think they're now doing like a reboot on another network or something like that. And one of the women have been talking about how her husband may have left her. A lot of the men on the show that I have seen, so from some of the clips, have also been men who haven't been working and have been living off of the women, mistreating them, constantly cheating and things of that nature, and really just sort of, mistreating these women. And so, and not to say that mistreatment of women is necessarily I never say it when I'm talking like this, but leads to fetishizing. But I think, from what I have seen and what I've heard and in my work, these women have been sought out to be fetishized, and unfortunately that leads to mistreatment and discard when these women are no longer able to be utilized for sex or financial gain or for staying with them and things like that. So I think that is something that I would just like to speak out about publicly, in that, that's something that I'm always on the lookout for, in terms of, predatory behavior or being in a relationship with someone for the wrong reason. And, unfortunately, I do believe that little people can be fetishized by people that are normal size. And a lot of from what I've seen from the show, is that these women are looking for love, but a lot of them, because of size and because of experiences, may feel insecure about partnership, and so some of them may stay in relationships that are not healthy and way past the expiration date. Thanks so much.